Hi, today I'd like to talk about 1996's The Long Kiss Goodnight. The Long Kiss Goodnight was written by Shane Black, and up until that point, Shane Black was known, he was really the action guy. He wrote the first Lethal Weapon and the second Lethal Weapon. In the 80s, he also co-wrote the Monster Squad with Fred Decker. He wrote the Last Boy Scout, this, and then later on he wrote and directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, The Nice Guys, which I really like, and The Predator most recently. When he wrote this script, it was always meant to be directed by Rennie Harlin. Rennie Harlin, up to that point, and he's a guy from Finland. He directed a little horror movie in the 80s called Prison, starring Viggo Mortensen. And then he went on to direct Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, which was the highest grossing Nightmare on Elm Street film in the original series. Only to be outdone later by Freddy vs. Jason, but if you're just going by Nightmare on Elm Street, the series, the original series, it was the highest grossing Nightmare on Elm Street film. And then he got into the action movies. He did Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger. Right before The Long Kiss Goodnight, he made a film called Cutthroat Island. And the only problem with that movie was it was considered the biggest bomb of all time up until that point. I don't know if it still holds that distinction, but it cost $100 million. Only made 10. He made that movie with Gina Davis, who was his wife at the time, and they reteamed on this movie. Long Kiss Goodnight stars Gina Davis as Samantha Kane / Charlie Baltimore. Samuel L. Jackson as Mitch. Brian Cox is in the movie. David Morse is in the movie, and some other people you'd recognize. This movie basically starts off with a voiceover with Samantha Kane saying about how she woke up 8 years ago on a beach, doesn't remember who she is or what she used to do for a living. And now she's a school teacher, lives in a small town with her daughter and her boyfriend. And they call her condition retrograde amnesia. We're also introduced to our bad guys in the beginning of the movie, which are pretty much the CIA and some contractors that they work with, whom later on we find out that Samantha Kane's real name is Charlie Baltimore, and she was a CIA spy meant to kill some of the people that are helping the CIA now try to pull off a fake terrorist attack so they can increase their budget with Congress. Well, as the movie goes on, and Samuel L. Jackson's character, he's a PI, private investigator, that she had hired to try to help her track down who she used to be. Well, right around this time, when they realize she's alive because there's some video footage of her in a Christmas parade, they send somebody to try to kill her. Well, some of her skills start coming back to her, and she kills this guy. And she decides to hit the road with Mitch to try that he has found some information, and they're going to go try to find out who she used to be. And around this time is when, the CIA now realized we got to take this woman out because she knows things about us, and she could ruin this whole operation. And they try to kill her, and multiple times and unsuccessfully. And towards the end of the movie, once she realizes who she used to be, the CIA super spy, she really doesn't want to go back to being a school teacher or a mother. And Samuel L. Jackson's character tries to make her understand that, hey, your daughter's a part of your life. You can't just walk away. She doesn't want to hear it, but as the movie goes on, she realizes that her daughter is important to her, and that she doesn't want to fully walk away from her old life, even though it's not the life she would have chosen if she hadn't come down to this condition. So that's kind of that's a nice message in there, and it does tie into the Christmas season, trying to figure out who you are, who you want to be, or rediscovering yourself. And Samuel L. Jackson's character is kind of like the typical Samuel L. Jackson's character in the 90s, smart ass, always with the quick one-liners. But we love Samuel L. Jackson for that. Pulp Fiction, this movie, other movies he's been in. That's what Samuel L. Jackson is mainly known for. Gina Davis is mostly convincing as an action star in this movie. Gina Davis is a good actress. There's sometimes, though, her acting is a little off. But for the most part, she's very convincing in the role. The action scenes are well directed. I mean, Rennie Harlin back then was known for action. Obviously, like I said, he directed Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, this movie. He went on to direct Deep Blue Sea after that, and a little movie called Mindhunters, which if you've never seen with Val Kilmer, Christian Slater in that, it's a cool little thriller. I highly recommend that movie. I mean, the man knows how to direct exciting action pieces. A lot of slow-mo. You always see what's going on. The only time the action gets a little... I mean, there's some over-the-top moments, but I think every Rennie Harlin movie has some over-the-top action moments. Is towards the end. There's some scenes where they fall down in this, I don't know, drainage area off this bridge. And it's very unconvincing. It's very early stage CGI blue screen. It doesn't look convincing at all. But for the most part, the action's very well done. The story's fun. I mean, Shane Black's script's tight. It's funny. There's some great lines in there. Very quotable, if you've ever seen it. I would give the movie a 7.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite Shane Black movie, but it's definitely a cool action film. And a cool action film to watch around Christmas time. It's set at Christmas. I'd consider it a Christmas action movie. It's definitely fun. If you've never seen it, check it out. I know when it was released, it cost $65 million to make. It only made 30-some. It was a gamble for New Line at the time. You know, like I said, New Line was more of a mid to low budget film company. And along with this and The Island of Dr. Moreau, they kind of took some chances, spending more money than they normally would. And The Island of Dr. Moreau was a troubled production. It didn't make that much money when it was released. But it's definitely worth a watch if you've never seen it. It's fun. Samuel Jackson's great. Yeah, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Check it out if you've never seen it. It's a fun action film. That's it for me. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.